Thank you, Marcos. Well, a Utah woman's story of being abducted by a friend and neighbor and then sexually abused is receiving national attention thanks to a Netflix documentary.
Abducted in Plain Sight, it's called. It has shocked and angered viewers, but ABC4's Andrew Reeser spoke with Jan Broberg, the victim in this harrowing tale, who says blind trust in a neighbor and friend almost destroyed her life and her family.
Jan Broberg's story has riveted Netflix audiences thanks to Skye Borgman's documentary Abducted in Plain Sight.
Jan Broberg and Robert Berchtold had an unnatural relationship.
The story of being twice abducted and raped multiple times by friend and neighbor Robert Berchtold is a huge conversation starter about how predators can groom and abuse an entire family to get to one child. A conversation Jan Broberg had with us in her Santa Clara, Utah home.
He knew that if he could build that trust with my mom and my dad and the kids, that eventually it would give him easier access to me. This is the same guy that you've done service projects with, that's been at your church every week, that you've had hundreds of family night dinners, snowmobile trips, boating.
It's a story of obsession. It's 1974 in Pocatello, Idaho. Bob Berchtold, a 37-year-old friend and neighbor, takes a young, naive 12-year-old girl to go horseback riding. He's a family friend, totally trustworthy.
Jan went with me voluntarily.
But Jan Broberg says Robert Berchtold drugged her and shackled her in his motorhome, convincing her they had been abducted by aliens.
And there was this little, what I would call an intercom-looking box, and I woke up to the sound of this high-pitched, staccato, kind of monotone voice that was calling me female companion.
My brother was always a sexual pervert. He always did like his little girls.
She was destined for a mission. The aliens in the box would tell her to have a child with the male companion, who was Berchtold, to save her dying planet.
Every time the box would turn on and start talking, he'd go into a trance.
Then, Broberg says, Berchtold raped her. Stealing her innocence for himself, she says, was his goal. But it's how he groomed her and her family that Jan Broberg wants to warn people about. Because grooming, she believes, happens every day to everyday people by predators in disguise. People we know and trust.
And he seduced every single one of you in the family.
That's how he seduced my mom. He did. With a relationship of trust that's been built over so many years, you are not seeing those danger signs.
Danger signs like using concepts from her Latter-day Saint upbringing to convince her that she was supposed to sacrifice for the greater good of humanity.
And he would say things like, "Can you believe this? There's been another UFO sighting. I wonder if this is like the gathering of Israel. You know, like they're coming from the four corners of the universe." And so, of course, as a little 10-year-old, 11-year-old, I'm listening to the conversation and thinking, oh, I've heard that term, the gathering of Israel, before.
Broberg says Berchtold would take her and her sisters to science fiction movies, a move she believes helped him convince her later on of the alien abduction.
You know, it's so horrible when you really understand the lengths that a pedophile will go to.
Experts say it's a key part of the grooming process. A predator builds a relationship with the parents to zero in on one child. The Brobergs say Bob Berchtold did that in every sense of the word.
Mr. Berchtold had such an effervescent, wonderful personality. We became very good friends.
Marianne Broberg says her late husband first admitted to having a sexual encounter with Bob Berchtold in the Netflix documentary.
And it was very surprising when he opened up for the documentary and told this situation because we never talked about it. I was just shocked.
Marianne Broberg also says she fell prey to Berchtold's charms.
He could give me a great feeling about myself. I was attracted to him.
45 years later, she's accepted that her affair with Bob Berchtold blinded her to what he was really after, her daughter, and facilitated her daughter's second kidnapping.
I believe that's many people are honest in their feelings. there are those that are not. And we happen to live close to one that was not.
Do you blame your parents at all for this?
The idea that my parents were somehow complicit is completely erroneous. They absolutely were not. But they did not know what a pedophile was. They did not believe that he could be that.
Which is why now she and her mom are updating their 2003 memoir, Stolen Innocence, which will now reveal more potentially embarrassing but vital facts about how the Brobergs were groomed by Bob Berchtold, warning families everywhere it could happen to you.
They're a good guy, they're a good person, they're next door.
And that blind trust almost destroyed their family.
All I am asking people to do is to raise the antenna, their personal gut antenna, so that they, when they see or feel something is off, that they notice and they don't just brush it aside or under the rug or refuse to look at it. That they actually look at something they do not want to see.
In Santa Clara, Andrew Reeser, ABC4 News.
What a job of reporting. Thanks, Andrew. Bob Berchtold, convicted of raping another child, but served just 1 year in prison. He committed suicide in 2005. If you or anyone you know suspect child abuse of any kind, call a number at the bottom of your screen. We've put it up there for you, 855-323-3237. We'll post it on abc4.com. There's an extended version of this story available there, abc4.com.